Imagine a coworker becoming so obsessed with your private life that he stalks you to the parking lot and assaults your girlfriend plus 2 updates. By you/Burning Cranium. I'm a relatively new employee at my job, about 4 months now, and since I work in the accounting department and it's tax time, my team is working some weekends to get the corporation's tax documents together. It's been pretty laid back on weekends, and we have some downtime while waiting for other offices in other countries to send info to us. Yesterday, my team was waiting for our counterparts in another country to send some documents, and so a few of us were chatting. There's one member of the team, I'll call him Jesse, who mostly works from home, so I've only interacted with him in person about 3 times before yesterday. I barely know him at all. Sometime in the group conversation, I mentioned my girlfriend, Morgan, and I trying a new type of restaurant that just opened. I mentioned how we both really liked the food, so I was going to try to find some recipes from that country, and I'd have her to my apartment to try the dish I make. Jesse asks how long we've been going out, and I said almost 3 years. He looked confused and asked why we don't live together if we've been dating for that long. I answered that due to our religious beliefs, we won't live together until we're married. For background, my girlfriend and I both grew up in religious families, and we still believe in what we were taught growing up. We both believe in waiting until marriage for sexual activity of any kind, as well as living together. If other people want to live differently, that's great for them. I don't think they're wrong for making their own decisions. Live and let live. But when I said we don't believe in living together before marriage, he got this sour look on his face and said he lives with his girlfriend and asked if I'd judge him for that. I said he's free to do whatever he wants. I don't judge others for doing things that differ from what I do. Then he started on a rant about how I'm clearly controlling my girlfriend by not allowing her to express her sexual self, and how I'm making all the rules in the relationship because I think I'm better than my girlfriend. He said that's just how people like me are with women. The others in the group looked confused and told him to relax because he doesn't know me or my girlfriend. Our supervisor came out of his office and asked what was going on, which made Jesse rant again about me being abusive. I chose to go back to my cubicle because I just wanted to disengage at that point. Throughout the next few hours, he walked by my cubicle making passive-aggressive comments about me, which I ignored. At the end of our day, I went outside to wait for Morgan because she was picking me up for a date. Jesse came out, shot me a nasty look, and walked toward his own car. Morgan pulled into the parking lot and got out of the driver's seat so I could drive. I guess this set Jesse off because he walked back over to where we were and loudly berated me for not allowing Morgan to drive, even though she was literally just driving. He then asked Morgan if she was okay. Morgan was confused and said she was more than fine. Jesse launched back into his rant about me being abusive and controlling because I won't allow Morgan to have sex at all, and she deserves a better man more like him since he lets his girlfriend express herself sexually. This confused Morgan even more, and she gave me a look that let me know she wanted to get out of there. So I opened the passenger door for her to get in and started to walk to the driver's side. Jesse grabbed Morgan's arm way too hard, which was not okay with me. I immediately turned around and yanked his hand off Morgan's arm, then told him to keep his hands off her. I made sure she got in the car and locked the door. Then I told him how I felt about him. I said if that's the way he treats his girlfriend, I feel bad for her, and I hope she rethinks their entire relationship because he's the abusive one. I called him a pathetic human and told him if he ever speaks to Morgan in that way again, I'll file a complaint with HR for harassment. After that, I got in the car and drove away. Fast forward to today, I woke up to an email from HR telling me I have a mandatory meeting with my supervisor, Jesse, and an HR staff member tomorrow morning. I called my supervisor, and he told me Jesse filed a complaint on me for blowing up at him for no reason yesterday. He's obviously aware of how Jesse was being yesterday, so he's going to back me up. He also said he's asking for the security video from the parking lot because the recording will show everything. But was I wrong to blow up at him? Should I have just stayed quiet? Before updating, Opie dropped some crazy context in the comments. When someone asked about the corporate rules, Opie replied, I'm only 22. So I was questioning if I broke an unspoken rule about working in that kind of setting. I don't have a lot of experience here yet. Another person asked about the legality of a situation, and Opie clarified. The moment he laid hands on her, he was committing a crime. If HR are anything but 100% on my side after they see the video, I will decide whether to report it to law enforcement. Update. A few days later, a rundown of what happened in the HR meeting. I went to the HR office alongside my supervisor. I provided my side and emphasized that Jesse grabbed my girlfriend in a violent way and that she was filing a police report at that very moment. I told them he seems to disagree with my religious beliefs. I reiterated that I keep my beliefs to myself unless asked. I was told to wait while they spoke to my supervisor and called down other team members who were there on Saturday. One of them came back in about 45 minutes later and told me I could take the day off with pay because they found no wrongdoing on my part after speaking to witnesses and watching the footage. When I came back on Tuesday, I found out what went down after I left on Monday. Apparently, Jesse was told he was being suspended pending further investigation. He got angry but left, at which time they had his building access turned off. My supervisor was almost certain Jesse was going to be terminated because a few officers showed up on Monday afternoon asking for statements and to get a copy of the security footage. So as of today, Wednesday, he is no longer with the company. The general consensus was that he'd probably be charged with assault and the company wants no connection to him. I'll be mostly working from home for a while so that Jesse can't come looking for me. HR and my supervisors thought it's best for right now. So that's where things stand now. Nothing too dramatic. No huge brawls or anything, which is great. And on an unrelated note, I'm 75% of the way to buying the ring I have picked out for Morgan. So if all goes well, I'll propose this summer.
Here is what people had to say. Commenter 1. I feel so bad for the girlfriend because she had absolutely no context to whatever the heck the coworker was talking about. Commenter 2. The irony of calling someone abusive and then grabbing his girlfriend's arm. OP actually showed way more restraint than most people would have. All that over someone else's relationship choices. What a way to lose your job. Commenter 3. I would be insanely creeped out if a coworker got mad at me for not having sex with my partner. Like, seriously, why do you even think you have a say in that?
Honestly, here's my take. Jesse is the textbook definition of a white knight gone rogue, using the language of empowerment to mask his own predatory and aggressive behavior. The irony of him calling the OP abusive while he was the only one physically assaulting a woman is a massive psychological red flag. He wasn't defending Morgan. He was trying to validate his own lifestyle by attacking a coworker's boundaries. It is a huge relief that the company took the security footage seriously, because someone this obsessed with a coworker's private life is a ticking time bomb in a professional environment. Do you think the coworker was actually trying to help, or was he just looking for an excuse to be aggressive? Let me know in the comments.